Hi, and welcome to Empower. You haven't seen Empower before because it's a brand new show, and it's about your Chesapeake Public Schools. It's a show in which we'll cover everything from transportation to safety to instruction, what's going on in the classrooms in this city. And this first segment of the show is called Inspire. We want to show you things that are inspiring about our students and our schools. Today I have with me Dr. Jared Cotton, our superintendent of schools here in the Chesapeake Public Schools back home, and it's great to have you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Great. So we're going to talk about, we have some videos that were previously produced earlier in the school year just to kind of review some of the things that have been going on in the school system. And the first of those, we'll take a look at, and when we come back, you can highlight it a little bit and tell us what it's all about. Earlier in the year, we had Ron Clark, a well-known educational speaker, come and speak to teachers on their Teacher Workday. Let's take a look.
Indian River High School hosted teacher, author, and motivator Ron Clark recently as part of their Chesapeake Public Schools Speaker Series. Mr. Clark speaks to teachers all across the nation about how to ignite a passion for learning in all students.
The school I teach, you see, is a little bit different. What we do is we try to teach with passion, energy.
We've been working with the Chesapeake Education Foundation, looking for ways that we can provide professional development to our teachers, and we came up with a speaker series idea. And we knew we wanted a great speaker to get us started, and we were so excited. I said it'd be great to get Ron Clark, and when we actually got Ron Clark,
we really wanted to make a school that would be exciting. I want to make a school that kids would run to. I want to make a school where teachers would be happy. I want to just kind of start this revolution, because right now I feel like in our country, education doesn't feel exciting.
I'm a teacher. I've taught in different places from the country to the city, and I found that when an educator truly loves kids, and when you truly put your heart into not only educating them, but helping them be better people, get them excited about learning, teach them to have manners and respect, when you do that, you can truly change their lives.
he's inspiring, and he does everything he can to motivate students. He's all about high expectations. He's all about pushing the envelope in education and getting adults to pretty much stand on their heads for kids.
Wow, what a very inspirational speaker. Ron Clark really just wowed everybody in the house. Tell us about the speaker series and about some of the staff development things that are going on.
Yeah, well, we decided to partner with our Education Foundation because we were looking at ways that we can really provide professional development to our teachers. You know, over the last several years, we haven't had the funding to do as much as we'd like to do. And the Education Foundation wanted to find a way that they could reach more teachers. You know, they do the great innovative grants they provide to our teachers for classroom innovative ideas. And we decided to go ahead and try this professional development opportunity. And boy, was it a hit. Ron Clark was very well received, and he was the perfect speaker to start us off.
Right, and funded by our Educational Foundation, right?
Yes, they funded 100%. We had, I want to say, 1,200 teachers who participated, and we always like to say that we impacted 1,200 classrooms that day because so many of our teachers had the chance to be inspired, which I know is a topic for our show today, by his words and his accomplishments.
Right, right. Now, it's always inspiring also to see students at work, hands-on learning. And through a grant from the Chesapeake Bay Foundation and NOAA, students had an opportunity to go out and participate in some activities on the learning barge. Let's take a look at that.
And then you'll see two little antennas popping out. Those are his eyes. And then he'll start crawling around on your hand. Yeah? Okay, you guys.
So the Learning Barge allows students to come out, get out of the classroom and kind of get their hands dirty, do a lot of hands-on activities that they might not do in the classroom. They come out to be junior watermen and scientists for the day. They do everything from touching river critters, they conduct real-life science experiments, they learn all about the benefits of wetlands. So I definitely think it's a really unique experience for them, especially for the students in Hampton Roads. A lot of them come from, you know, a few miles away and have never been to the river, so it's really cool to be kind of their first nature experience and have it be a good one.
How's everybody doing today? Okay, we're going to teach you all about the male crab and the female crab. Right now, this is a female right here. It's got the orange tips on its claws. We got some oyster toads here that we caught. A lot of times, if he gets in the crab pot, the crabs won't go in there. So he's not our best friend. This over here is our crab bait. That's called menhaden. And we use them to put in the crab pot every day. And the crabs come in to eat that bait, and then they swim up and they can't get out. And we catch them. All right, and this right here is a female crab. It's a female crab that's got an egg on it. She's what we call a sponge crab. There's like 2 to 3 million eggs in that little egg sac right there. Hopefully y'all understand the importance of the grasses and everything that helps the crab survive. Yeah, the fertilizers that go on your yards a lot of time hurt our crabs. Sometimes the fertilizers for your yard aren't the best for the river, but when it rains, it washes it right back into the river. If he's smaller and he don't fit inside here, we throw him back, and we can catch him when he's good and fat. Jimmies and Sooks. Y'all tell your mom and daddy y'all learned about Jimmies and Sooks today. All right, y'all come and see us, okay?
So at each station, the students learn a stewardship action that they can start taking today to help protect the future of the blue crab. And of course, the Atlantic blue crab is also very important to this region, to the Chesapeake Bay. Over the last 30 to 40 years, we've seen a decline in their population by 70%. They learn all about, rules and regulations of crabbing. So hopefully this can protect the populations in the future and therefore help the economy.
I have grandson now, and I want this way of life to still be there for him and future generations. I'm a 4th generation waterman, so my great granddad, my granddad, and my dad all worked the water right in the same area.
Definitely make more connections when it's time to talk about it in the classroom. It makes them more aware, which is really good, because before coming out here, it's like they have a little background knowledge, but making them more aware of how to keep the environment clean. They use those things that they learn. They tell me, they go back home, they tell their parents, oh, we have to make sure we clean up after our animal. We have to make sure we don't do these things to keep the environment clean. So you definitely see the impact of it.
Looks like a lot of fun. I think I'd like to go to the Learning Barge. Dr. Cotton, those learning experiences are so much more meaningful when they're real, when they're hands-on, aren't they?
Yes, we're really trying to add relevant, we already have relevant learning opportunities for our students, but we want to have more of those where our students have hands-on experiences, where they actually get to do the work of a scientist and get to go out into the field and really learn and touch and feel all the wonderful things that they're studying in school. And it's only through partnerships like the one highlighted here that our students get these wonderful opportunities.
Yeah, they look like they were having a lot of fun.
They do. I wish I could have joined them.
Right, but they'll remember. I mean, it's learning that's meaningful to them.
Exactly. That's the kind of thing that students always remember when you create those incredible learning experiences. And that's a big part of our strategic plan under goal number 1, creating those relevant, exciting learning opportunities for our students.
Great, yeah, great. So finally, there's, as you would attest, there's a shortage of teachers out there. The teaching positions are hard to fill, and Chesapeake makes an effort to find the very best. A part of that effort is our Career Commitment Program. Take a look. Well, it certainly looks like there's some good prospects out there, for at least that we're trying to get involved in the Chesapeake Public Schools.
Certainly. We brought back the Career Commitment Program. We have not had the program in place for several years. I know that many years ago when I was here before, we had the Career Commitment Program in place where we identified a lot of people who work in our school division now, today, who've been with us for several years. And it's a great opportunity to hire the best and the brightest who are just coming out of college. The funny thing that happened is some of them got hired, in the middle of the year, because they finished in December, and we already put them to work. But we do try to identify up to 40 high-quality teachers to fill our classrooms, and I'm proud to say that we have found placements for every one of them because we need that many and more.
Right.
But really, in order to have the best and the brightest in all of our classrooms, we have to start early, and that's been a great program for us.
And it says something that if we can get them in the door and show them what we're doing, we get a good response from them, don't we?
We do, and I've been really proud that a lot of them are returning. They were students in our school division, and others have heard so many great things about Chesapeake Public Schools. And then after spending a couple of days with us, we had several of them who told us they talked to our teachers, and our teachers were happy and excited about working in Chesapeake Public Schools, and they're the best ones to recruit because they'll tell you the real story, you know. And when I talked to some of the new teachers from Career Commitment, they said our teachers seem happy and they feel like they want to be a part of a great team.
Great. That's great. Well, thanks for being with us today. We'll see you again really soon.
Sure.
Highlighting things from the school divisions. And we look forward to highlighting more great things going on in the Chesapeake Public Schools. Hi, and welcome to this segment of the Empower program. This one's called Engage. And in this segment, we'll always have people here on the set to talk about things going on in the school division. With me in this segment is Police Chief Kelvin Wright. Thank you for being here. And Ed Ewing, our Supervisor of Safety and Security for the Chesapeake Public Schools. Thanks for being with me, guys, and taking some time to talk about what's a very important issue, and that's school safety. I don't think a lot of people know that we have a school safety task force. So talk to me first about what necessitates our having a school safety task force.
Well, after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas school shooting, the city impaneled in schools impaneled a school safety task force, and it is a broad spectrum of individuals from both schools and the city side, including fire department, police, Virginia State Police, a number of entities, all that have a part to play in the safety and security of our people, our children, and our facilities.
Right. So, and what sorts of things does the school safety task force do? What are they involved in?
They're involved in a lot of the pieces looking at, again, school safety. So some of the things that we've done already that hopefully your viewers have noticed if they've been to the schools, different signage up there indicating that you have to be buzzed in, that photo ID is required to come in the building, things like that. They make recommendations, and then we try to implement them into the schools.
Okay. Where do and either one of you can answer this, where do the things like that, like locking the front doors and having to be buzzed in, where do those ideas come from? Are people doing research, or are there just standard best practices that we're following?
A bit of both. And I think one of the ones that stands out in my mind, and I really think the schools really did a fantastic job in this, was taking a look at all of their facilities, making sure that the access is limited, including making sure that all the doors around the whole building or facilities are indeed locked. And also, for some of the schools, they had to create vestibules and still will do so. And I can tell you, you want to make sure that anyone approaching school does not just have free access to the schools. And I can tell you that is a big, big change, and one that we see that is very positive.
Yeah, and one thing that's changed, I know I've been in the school system quite some time, is the quality and number, I don't think we had any when I was in school, is the school cameras and the school security videos. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we're constantly evaluating what we have in place, and just like with all of our features right now with security, looking to see what's working well for us and then doing the upgrades as needed into our buildings. But we definitely rely on those cameras from time to time to assist us in our day-to-day activities.
Yeah. And the School Safety Task Force is not just a one-issue body. I mean, we're not just talking about shooters and active threats like that. We're looking at safety as a whole global issue for schools, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had the good fortune of also sitting on the governor's task force as well about school safety. And many of the recommendations that they came up with, Chesapeake had already initiated. So I think that we were well ahead of the curve and forward-looking and trying to make sure that we have identified best practices. In some cases, we model the best practices and making sure that we do everything that we can to make sure that people are safe. And I think one of the big ones was that we had a school safety a drill, active shooter drill, over the summer, and involving school employees and all the different entities. And I think that really drove home the point of making sure that everybody's on the same page, working from the same framework, should the worst case scenario occur. Yeah.
And I think what a lot of people don't know, I think a lot of people are aware that we had that drill. But I was in a meeting the other day with the public safety people, and they are using that to set goals over the next period of time. They evaluated well, you could tell me about it. What things do they look at coming out of that school safety?
Well,
or that active shooter?
Communications, the flow of communication, getting information, We also talk about the lockdown procedures. I think that's a big one. We had a meeting, just last week at Indian River High School, and we had the opportunity to participate in the school lockdown and watch everyone how they handled themselves. And I got to tell you, to everyone's credit, the school administrators, the students, the teachers, everyone did as we've asked them to do.
That's great.
Can I just follow up
Sure,
on that?
please.
The active threat response drill that we did was a drill, but it also gave us an opportunity to reflect on what we're doing and what is working, and then tweaking the pieces maybe moving forward that we know that we would like to see change a little bit.
Yeah.
So it gave all the parties a chance to come together and work their end of it as a team.
And the beauty of it really is that it allowed the schools to look at our practices, but it was also big for public safety, fire department, police department. So what's down the road? What does the school safety task force see going down the road? What sorts of things and goals do you have?
Well, we're looking at, we're currently getting input from other stakeholders right now, and we're evaluating those as they come in, and we're still continuing to meet monthly or bi-monthly to assess where we are with. We already have some strategic plans out. Want to know if we tied those up yet, if they're still out there, and then closing those up before we move forward.
Okay, great. Wow, it's a big job keeping everybody safe, right?
It is, but you can tell that it is a priority throughout the system.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you guys for being with us to talk about school safety, and as we go forward, maybe we'll see you again.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, indeed, school safety is a very important issue, and we have a lot of people involved in being sure that we're doing the best that we can. Thanks for watching. Hi, you're watching Empower, a show about the Chesapeake Public Schools to let you know what the latest happenings are, what's going on in the classroom, and what's going on in the worlds of transportation and other parts of the services we provide to the community of Chesapeake. This segment is divided into 3 segments. This is our Empower segment. This segment will always address things going on in the classroom and educational opportunities for our students. Joining me today on the show are Dr. Shonda Pittman-Wyndham. She's the principal here at the Chesapeake Career Center as we talk about CTE, Career and Technical Education, and the Chesapeake Career Center. Christian Sutton is with us, a student at the center, as well as Christine Katz. Right? Got it right. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Tell me what programs you guys are enrolled in here at the center.
I'm currently enrolled in the nurse aid program here with Ms. Schaefer.
Okay. All right. And what about you?
I'm currently enrolled in the emergency medical technician program with Mr. Miller.
Okay. Tell me about your nurse aid program. What do you learn and what do you...
My nurse aid program really consists of both hands-on and also in the workforce. We do go to clinicals. We do about 40 hours in clinicals, hands-on with the patients, and really get to know our patients and our residents and perform our skills to the best that we can.
All right, great. So you spend class time out doing your clinicals?
Yes.
In nursing homes, is that where you go?
We do go to a facility, so the first part of our year is really the book portion, getting to know our skills, learning every step of it. So that second semester we can really go and perform on residents.
Okay. And so does this class end with some sort of a certification or something that allows you to go to work?
Yes, at the end of this class we do state boards, and once you complete state boards and you pass successfully, you get your certification as a nursing assistant and you're able to go work in the workforce.
Great, great. Yeah. All right, great. Christian, you're in the EMT program, it looks like.
That is correct.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So the EMT program, it's kind of broken up into 2 main portions because we spend a lot of time focusing on things like human anatomy, different diseases and different injuries, the effects they have on the human body. Then we also focus a lot on like physical treatments for that as well. Things like splinting and transport. One thing that's really cool about the program is we have a lot of the equipment that they use in the field in our classrooms, so we're actually able to practice with it, and then it kind of culminates when we spend 48 hours doing clinical time on City of Chesapeake ambulances to get that real world contacts and qualify us to take our testing at the end of the year.
So then you get a certification as well at the end of the year.
Yes, so you're eligible to take the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians test at the end of the year, which after successfully passing that gets you your Virginia State EMT as well as your National Registry EMT. So you can start working immediately afterwards.
Okay, great. Wow. So these are sound like awesome programs here at the center.
Absolutely.
Dr. Wyndham, tell me what else is here? What else can students get involved in?
We have a total of 15 programs here at the center. 2 of those programs are actually housed at Tidewater Community College, our mechatronics and electricity program. But other programs that we offer are cosmetology, nail technician, auto body. We also have welding as well, cybersecurity. Again, we're continuing to expand each year.
Okay, great. Tell me about how it works. The students come here all day, or is it a half-day program?
Absolutely. We have what we call a morning session and an afternoon session. So we have one group that will arrive around 9 o'clock in the morning. They leave, I guess, about 11:30. And then we have an afternoon session that arrives around 12:30, and they leave at 3 o'clock.
Okay, and they're in their home schools the other time.
The other half of the day,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. All right. Any other programs you want to highlight? I know that you have an apprentice program with your HVAC program. your
Yes, we
HVAC
do.
class.
We have a wonderful youth apprenticeship with our HVAC program. Those students are actually going out into the workforce in the next week or so. They've all been hired with Comfort Systems. In addition to the youth apprenticeship, we also have a pre-apprenticeship program with our welding students who work with many of the maritime industry, shipyard and repair field across our community. So we are definitely excited about those two apprenticeship programs. This year we're also super excited because we were able to hire a workforce development coordinator. Ms. Joy Spillman has been working really hard to secure jobs for students in all of our programs. So for example, today our dental assistant students went to Operation Smile to get some hands-on experience there. We've again continuing to expand that program to make sure that we're able to give students those work-based learning experiences in every program here in our building. In addition to the work-based learning experiences, we look forward to events such as Signing Day that's coming up May 14th. That's where we will highlight those students who have actually accepted employment and will be going directly out into the workforce upon high school graduation.
Wow. So all of your courses end in an opportunity for students to have some sort of certification.
Absolutely. Every single course, students walk away with actually 2 certifications. They get the opportunity to take the workplace readiness assessment, and they also get the opportunity to take the program-specific credential, as both Christian and Christina have shared for their programs.
Christina, tell me, what made you choose nurse aid and to choose to come to the center?
So for a long time, I knew that I really wanted to go into the medical field, and when I moved here from Texas, I found out about the Career Center, and one thing that I really liked about it is that every day you come here, you're able to work towards your career, and you're able to, you know, flourish in what you would like to do in your life, and that's really my favorite part about it.
Great. That's great. And so what are your plans going forward?
After school, I really plan to get my LPN, then eventually my RN, and ultimately working up to be an obstetrician.
Oh, wow. How about that? That's awesome. Wow. So how about you? What brought you to the center? What made you decide to study EMT and to come here to the center?
I'd kind of had a limited interest in the medical field, but I'd spent some time working with the Scouts, came into contact with a lot of people who worked with Virginia Beach EMS, and being able to talk to them some of the experiences they had, I just thought, I was like, hey, this is a really neat opportunity. You're able to help people get involvement with things like that. And when I heard that I would be able to take this class and be able to earn my EMT while I'm still in high school, I thought it would be a great opportunity to help me get a jump start on whatever I wanted to do afterwards and within the medical field, really.
Wow. So what's so special about the center, Dr. Wyndham? What makes this a great place?
I don't think you have enough time for me to answer that
You're
question,
right, you're
but
right.
truly, everything is special about the center. Students like Christian and Christina who come in here ready for their lifelong journey. They come in and they know exactly what it is that they want to do, and they're focused on doing that. What I love about it is that our students get to finish and walk away with a credential, with a skill that will make them marketable and employable directly out of high school. While many of our students do go on to college, the great majority of them are looking to go directly into the workforce, and so we prepare them for that. That's what makes this place so great.
That's great. How can people find out more about the center?
They can actually call the school here. The number is 547-0134. Speak with myself or my counselor, and we can give them more information. They can also reach out to their home high school counselor at all 7 high schools. Those counselors can actually tell them more information about what the center offers and help them get signed up.
Great. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much, man. I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, you got to be proud of them, too.
I am extremely proud of them.
You guys did a great job. Thank you very much. For more information, call 547-0134 or contact your high school guidance counselor. We'll see you next time.